As Pat said, I'm Roberta Moore, and I'm very happy to be here. I have a special warm spot in my heart for the Democratic Women's Club. I had the pleasure of working with leadership here, and I did a little consulting work for you last year.
I'm going to interrupt you for a minute. Roberta was the one that worked on our trifold, and that's why we have such a gorgeous trifold. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Well, it was really fun, and I enjoyed meeting everybody so much. And thank you, Pat, for finding a place for me on your program today. How many of you have heard about the Democratic Sumter County Gala that's coming up? Okay. Well, I'm here to talk to you a little more about it. So we've heard some distressing things today. Let's shift and think about having a party. Okay, you got to balance in life. You can't stress out all of the time. My husband likes to tell me that. You know, I grind my teeth over some of the things Ron DeSantis is doing in the state. So anyway, so we are going to have a gala. Here's some information. It's Sunday, March 26th, 5 to 9. We've got a silent auction and a cash bar. It's going to be at the beautiful Brownwood Hotel and Spa. Very upscale, very nice. And we are going to have live music. We're going to have a guitarist. Joe Hand is going to be there. And it's really just going to be a fabulous evening. And I wanted to let you know, this is the Democratic Party in Sumter County. This is the largest fundraiser of 2 years. This doesn't happen every year. It only happens every other year. So it's going to be a big event, and we need your support for this. Unfortunately, after a hard-fought election season, our coffers, our funds here for the Democratic Party are pretty depleted. Everybody needs money, but we especially need money to keep our doors open, to keep functioning as a Democratic presence here in the county. So we're having a big party, and it's going to be quite a special event, and it's also going to help the Democratic Party here in Sumter County. So please mark your calendars. Again, take those phones back out, mark your calendars for when this is going to happen. Other things, we're going to have a silent auction with gift baskets, jewelry, and trips over here. Anybody want to go to Italy or France or the Caribbean, or maybe for some golf at Hilton Head? These are trips for multiple people. I think anywhere, usually 6 or 8 people, so if you have friends or family. By the time you split the cost up amongst so many people, they're really pretty good bargains. So I happen to have some brochures. Anybody want a brochure for the trip? Pat, I'll give these to you. Thank you. I made the brochures. That's my specialty. Here, let's see, what else? Everybody got one of these who hadn't had them before. How many of you have heard of Maxwell Frost? Yeah, Yahoo! It is very exciting to have a young, attractive, articulate Democrat from Florida representing his district and our state in Congress. So we're thrilled to have him. We got in early. Right after he was elected, we asked if he would be our speaker, and he said yes. Now, down in Naples, where I lived for many years, in Collier County, they're trying to get him on their schedule, and they're having a hard time because he's so much in demand. So we are having a great keynote speaker. And he's our newly elected youngest member of the House of Representatives. He's a former organizer for the Democratic Party. You know, he quit his job and worked driving Uber and got bad credit because he wanted to give himself full time to campaigning. And that's how he got elected. So he's got a lot of dedication. We have a nice little video. It's only about 2.5 minutes. So let me go ahead and pull that up.
Meet Congressman Maxwell Frost from Florida's 10th District, the first Gen Z member of Congress. His mother and grandmother immigrated from Cuba, and arts have always played an important part in his life. Since launching his campaign, he's received a lot of media attention.
But what do you say to Governor DeSantis or anyone else who says you're just too young for the job?
Yeah, well, you know, the first thing I say is I think we need younger people in our government, right? I mean, right now, Gen Z and millennials make up 1/3 of our country. We're nowhere near 1/3 represented in Congress and state legislatures, and I think it's really important to have young people involved. But the other thing I'd say is we need to challenge what we're looking for in our candidates, right? There's a caricature of what a congressional candidate looks like, and that's not me, right? I'm a young organizer, worked at the ACLU, worked at March for Our Lives, doing direct actions, but I think we need more working class people and more organizers represented in Congress.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And so many young people voted that now that we've actually heard some Republicans suggest that they need to raise the voting age. Do you have a reaction to that?
Well, this is what Republicans do. When they lose elections, instead of changing their policies, they want to change the voters, right? I mean, this is what we see it done with voter suppression to suppress black and brown votes. We're seeing it now with the voting age because young people are voting overwhelmingly for Democrats because they actually want a planet to live on and raise their kids on.
Yeah. Can you tell me what issues are important to Gen Z?
You know, I think the issues that are important to Gen Z are the same ones that are important to everybody else, right? Being able to live our life with opportunity, the resources we need, and not being in a world where we have to pick between rent and healthcare and where we go out to and feel like, you know, scared of gun violence. And so I think the difference, though, is the lens in which we see the issues through. Being a generation that has grown up through so many mass shootings, being in a generation that is asking questions, why haven't we dealt with climate change and the impending climate crisis? We see what's going on around the world in Pakistan, here at home, here in Florida, which is ground zero for the climate crisis here in the United States. And we're asking, why hasn't this been dealt with yet? And so it's the same issues, I believe, but it's the different perspective and it's a different sense of urgency.
Hear from Congressman Frost at the Sumter County Democrats' Starry Night Gala, Sunday, March 26th at the Brownwood Hotel. Tickets are available at sumterfldemocrats.com.
I lived in New Hampshire when a young Bill Clinton was a candidate in the presidential primary. And he came to my little town. I lived in Merrimack, New Hampshire, and he went to my little local library campaigning. He was beating the bushes to get to Merrimack. So I had thought, well, maybe I'll go down and see this guy. I hadn't really heard of him much, but I thought, he's a candidate there. And then something came up and I didn't go. Do you know that's been so many years and I'm still beating myself over the head for not seeing Bill Clinton? I could have gotten a photo with him. I could have gotten his signature. I mean, there would have been 20 people there. And I was the 21 who didn't show. Okay, so what you have is this incredible opportunity to hear Maxwell Frost at the beginning of his career. And I really think that he is the future of the Democratic Party and that he has got an incredible future ahead of him. He needs our hometown support, and we need to be there when history is in the making. So it's just a real opportunity, and you better believe I will be there. because I won't miss that opportunity again, but it's really important. I think, I'm going to make a comparison. I think Maxwell Frost is sort of like a young who? Barack Obama. He's got the same kind of charisma, he's got the same kind of drive and passion, and we desperately, as Democrats, need people who are carrying our progressive message. And I think he's just terrific. So please come. Okay, let's see what else is here. Yeah, talking about Maxwell, you can see what a force he's going to be, and that I think what really impressed me was the dedication that he quit his job and really just threw everything he had into his election campaign. So, what else? Whoops. Okay, I'll just leave that up there. I sort of skipped over something that's important, so I got to back up. At the gala, and this is what I'm here really to talk about, is the gala and Maxwell. We have these wonderful trips. I said that earlier. Okay, I didn't forget that. And did everybody get your brochures if you wanted? Okay, so, all right. So, back to the gala. Tickets are $100 now, but on March 10th they go to $125. If you want to bring a table of 8 from your neighborhood, your best friends, a table of 8 is $800 all the way up to the day, the week before. We have to give the hotel some time because there are, food choices and things like that. So you can use your phones right now if you want to use the QR codes if you want to buy tickets now. That would be terrific. Again, it's twofold. We're going to have fun. We're going to be inspired. We are going to be at a historic event with Maxwell. But it also is very important to keep the doors open for the Democratic Party here in our county. So if you would, please join us, and I'll be happy to see you there. And I'm here if you want to ask any questions. I'll be here right afterwards. Other things. Oh, I was going to say that tickets, $100, does that seem like a lot of money? A little bit? Yeah, it seems like a lot of money. Bring my husband, that's going to double it. But if you think about it, a really nice night out, say for Valentine's or for Thanksgiving or something, what's the bill when it finally comes? It's pretty high. So, realizing this is at a first-class venue, and we have, a wonderful speaker and a lot of fun things going on. I think it's an event only happens every 2 years. So please come and join us. Thank you.